Good Vibes, Good Life, by Vex King. Introduction. Imagine you're 4 years old. You don't have a fixed home. For a time, you and your family are living in a housing shelter. And it's a frightening place. One night, you return to the shelter, and there's blood all over the staircase. Shards of glass cover the floor. You've never seen anything so horrific. You look up at your mother, and you can sense the fear in her, but with courage, she tells you and your sisters to tread carefully and get to your room. Later that night, the screaming starts. Sounds of chaos echo through the building. It's terrifying. Your mother pulls you in close, telling you not to worry, but you can feel her heart pounding against your cheek. She's just as scared as you are. And in that moment, in that cold, corrupt feeling world, you feel like no one cares about you. All you have is each other. This isn't a scene from a movie. This was the real childhood of Vex King, the author of the book we're diving into today, Good Vibes, Good Life. It's a book that has sold over 1 million copies and has been translated across the globe, touching the lives of people from every walk of life. But to understand its power, you have to understand the man who wrote it. Vex wasn't born into a world of positivity and privilege. His early life was marked by hardship, loss, and a deep, lingering pain. He was a kid who often felt hurt by the world and wanted to hurt it back. And yet, he transformed that pain into a profound sense of purpose. He discovered a set of universal laws that govern our reality, principles that go far beyond simple positive thinking. He learned that the key to unlocking your own greatness isn't about changing your circumstances first. It's about changing your vibration. So, my promise to you today is this: by the end of our time together, you will understand the single most important secret to creating a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. You'll learn why just thinking positive often fails, and you'll discover the missing ingredient that turns wishes into reality. This isn't about pretending problems don't exist. It's about learning how to turn your deepest struggles into your greatest strengths. This is the story of how self-love becomes a superpower. Let's begin. Book summary. Our journey starts where many of our own do, at a point of struggle, feeling stuck. For Vex, this came during his time at university. He was broke, barely able to afford course books and living on a tight budget. He was having relationship problems, feeling angry and unmotivated, and life just didn't feel good. It was during this low point that he stumbled upon a book that many of you might have heard of, The Secret. It introduced him to a powerful idea, the law of attraction. The premise is simple: what you think about, you bring about. If you focus your thoughts on what you want, you can attract it into your life. Skeptical but desperate, Vex decided to try it. He knew exactly what he wanted: about £500 to go on a much-needed holiday with his friends. He committed his thoughts to it, tried to be as positive as he could, and waited. A week later, a letter arrived from the tax office. It said he may have paid too much tax. This was it, the sign it was working. He filled out the form and sent it back. But then, nothing. Days turned into weeks. His friends were about to book the holiday without him, and he felt miserable. He was starting to give up. And then, another envelope from the tax office arrived. He opened it nervously. Inside was a check for £800. He was overjoyed. He deposited the check, it cleared in record time, and just a few days later, he was on a plane with his friends. In that moment, he became a true believer. He thought he had found the key to changing his entire life. But he soon discovered a problem. A big one. The law of attraction wasn't always working. Life would go through incredible highs, followed by extreme lows. The core issue, he realized, is that the law of attraction requires you to think positively all the time. But how can you stay optimistic when things go wrong? When a major group project at university falls apart and threatens your final grade, how are you supposed to just think positive? During that crisis, Vex didn't feel positive. He felt rage. He felt defeated. He was overcome by negative thoughts, even blaming his own mother for his problems. He thought to himself, "Great things were never meant for me." The law of attraction seemed to fail him when he needed it most. This is the frustration many of us feel. We try to be positive, but the world keeps throwing challenges at us, and it feels impossible to keep our thoughts in check. Vex knew he was missing something. And the discovery of that missing piece is the true heart of this book. He realized that beyond the law of attraction, there is a more fundamental law at play: the law of vibration. This is the secret. The universe doesn't just respond to your thoughts. It responds to your energy, your vibration. Think about it this way. Science tells us that everything in the universe, from a solid table to the air you breathe, is made of atoms, and every atom is just a little vibration. Everything is energy, vibrating at different frequencies. And here's the crucial part: you are also a transmitter and a receiver of vibrational energy. Vex explains this with a beautiful analogy of two tuning forks. If you have two tuning forks that are calibrated to the same frequency, and you strike one of them, something amazing happens. The second tuning fork, even though it's untouched, will start to vibrate in harmony with the first. But if the forks are tuned to different frequencies, the vibration won't transfer. Your life works the same way. To attract the things you want, the success, the love, the peace, you must be in vibrational harmony with them. You have to tune your own frequency to match the frequency of the reality you desire. So, the big question becomes, how do you know what your frequency is? What's the indicator of your vibration? It's your emotions. Your feelings are the most honest reflection of your energy. Feelings like love, joy, and gratitude vibrate at a very high frequency. They are good vibes. In contrast, feelings like anger, hatred, and despair have a very low vibration. And because like attracts like, when you put out low vibrations, you attract more experiences into your life that will make you feel that same way. This is why just thinking positive thoughts often isn't enough. You can repeat a positive affirmation all day, but if deep down you feel unworthy or anxious, your emotional vibration is what the universe is really responding to. You're holding a tuning fork of doubt, hoping to attract the reality of success. It just doesn't work. The common misconception is that you'll feel good once you have what you want. The truth, Vex reveals, is the exact opposite. You must find a way to feel good now to attract what you want into your life. This brings us to the engine that drives our vibration, the very foundation of a good life: self-love. This is perhaps the most misunderstood concept in personal development. Vex argues that true self-love is not about pampering yourself or simply accepting your flaws and staying put. Instead, it's a delicate and powerful balance between two essential elements. The first element is unconditional acceptance. This is the mindset part. It's about appreciating where you are and who you are, right now, in this moment. It's understanding that losing weight or getting cosmetic surgery won't make you love yourself more. You may feel more confident, but true self-love is independent of any external transformation. The second element is encouraging growth. This is the action part. Improving yourself and your life is also an act of self-love because it's a recognition that you deserve more than settling for mediocrity. It's knowing you deserve better and then actively working towards it. He uses the perfect example. Think about how you love a partner or a close family member. You accept their annoying habits and their flaws. You love them unconditionally. But if one of their habits was genuinely harming their health, you wouldn't just accept it and say nothing. You would support them in making positive changes, not because you're judging them, but because you want what's best for them. Self-love is simply applying that same standard to yourself. It's the balance between accepting yourself as you are, while knowing you deserve better, and then working towards it. When you achieve this balance, when you truly love yourself, your vibration naturally rises. You feel good, and so you attract good. So, how do we actually do this? How do we cultivate this self-love and raise our vibration every single day? Vex provides a powerful toolkit of practical lifestyle habits. First, curate your environment. Your energy is profoundly affected by the people around you. Vex puts it simply, energy is contagious. When you're not feeling good, surround yourself with people who are vibrating higher than you are. Their positive energy can literally lift you up. Conversely, you must stay clear of gossip and drama. These are low vibrational activities that feed the ego's need to feel superior by judging others. They will always bring your energy down. Second, take control of your body. What you consume, consumes you. Vex introduces the fascinating research of André Simonton, who measured the electromagnetic waves, the vibrations, of different foods. He found that fresh fruits, raw vegetables, and whole grains vibrate at a very high frequency. In contrast, things like cooked meats, processed cheeses, refined sugar, and alcohol have very low or practically no vibration. How can you feel good if you're not ingesting good foods? Beyond food, you can change your inner state by changing your outer state. This means using your body language. Studies have shown that if you simply fake a smile, you can trick your brain into releasing feel-good hormones. Social psychologist Amy Cuddy's research on power poses found that standing in a confident posture for just 2 minutes can increase testosterone, the confidence hormone, and decrease cortisol, the stress hormone. If you act like someone who feels good, your internal state will change and your vibration will rise. Third, master your mind. Two of the most powerful mental habits are gratitude and introspection. Gratitude is a game changer because you cannot feel bad while you are feeling thankful. But it has to be a deep, felt gratitude. Vex shares a brilliant technique. When you think of something you're thankful for, say, your car? Don't just say thanks for the car. Instead, imagine what your life would be like without it. Imagine not being able to get to work, or pick up your kids from school in the cold. When you vividly picture the absence of that thing, a wave of genuine relief and appreciation washes over you. That is a powerful state of gratitude. When negative emotions do arise, and they will, don't suppress them. Ignoring them is like keeping poison in your system. Instead, you must study them and transform them. Vex offers a 5-step method. 1. Identify the emotion you're feeling. 2. Challenge the thoughts behind that emotion. Are they really true? 3. Understand the deeper meaning. What is this feeling trying to teach you about yourself? 4. Replace the disempowering thought with an empowering one. 5. Visualize yourself handling this emotion successfully in the future. And perhaps the most important spiritual practice of all is to be present. Our society is addicted to distraction. We hold our phones more than we hold real conversations. We're constantly reliving the past or fearing the future, but now is the only time you actually have. The ultimate tool to anchor yourself in the present is meditation. Vex demystifies it perfectly. Meditation isn't about clearing your mind of all thoughts. That's impossible. It's about concentration, the practice of calmly observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment. It brings you into a state of conscious awareness, and from that place of calm, you can manage your vibration. Now, as you start to raise your vibration, you'll inevitably run into a new challenge: protecting it. This leads to a crucial part of the journey: making yourself a priority. Vex is very clear on this. It is not selfish to distance yourself from people who constantly bring down your vibe. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is walk away from a toxic situation. This applies to romantic partners who punish you for their own insecurities, to friends who don't celebrate your wins, and yes, even to family. He shares a powerful idea: you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you try to help someone who is in a very low vibrational state, you have to be careful not to let their energy drain your own. You must protect your own energy first. A simple way to do this is to be so positive that negative people can't stand being near you. Your high vibration becomes a natural repellent for their low vibrational energy. With your vibration high and your energy protected, you are finally ready to manifest your goals. This is where the mind work meets the real world. Vex splits this into two parts: mind work and taking action. The mind work is about programming your subconscious. As he says, your mentality is your reality. Whatever you believe to be true becomes true for you. Your subconscious mind is like deep, fertile soil. It will grow whatever seeds you plant in it, good or bad, without question. Two powerful tools for planting good seeds are affirmations and visualization. Affirmations are positive statements you repeat with conviction until they become a belief. As Vex says, what you verbalize will eventually materialize. Visualization is the act of creating a vivid experience in your mind before it happens in real life. Top athletes like Michael Jordan and Roger Federer have used this for decades. Why? Because the brain cannot tell the difference between what is vividly imagined and what is real. When you visualize success, you are literally training your brain for it. But mind work alone is not enough. This is where so many people go wrong. They think they can just sit on the couch and visualize $1 million into their bank account. Vex is emphatic: change requires action. Intention without action is just a wish. The universe will send you signs and opportunities, but it's up to you to act on them. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone, because that's where growth happens. And this action must be consistent. He uses the fantastic example of David Beckham's free kicks. Beckham didn't become a master overnight. He didn't practice until he got it right. He practiced until he couldn't get it wrong. That level of consistency turns actions into habits, and habits shape your destiny. To achieve this, you have to overcome procrastination, which Vex calls the assassination of your dreams. The key is to break your big, overwhelming goals into small, manageable steps. Every time you complete a small step, your brain releases dopamine, a feel-good hormone that motivates you to take the next step. This journey also requires sacrificing short-term pleasures for long-term gains. Are you spending your time and money on things that give you a momentary escape, or are you investing them in the future you truly want? Finally, all of this leads to the ultimate understanding, the final part of Vex's philosophy: finding purpose in pain. He returns to the theme of his own life. The challenges, the heartbreaks, the struggles, they aren't random punishments. Life doesn't battle you because you're weak, he writes. It battles you because you're strong. Every painful experience is designed to teach you a lesson, to help you grow into the highest version of yourself. And here's a critical insight: lessons will repeat themselves until you learn them. If you keep finding yourself in the same toxic relationships or the same frustrating situations, it's the universe testing you, waiting for you to prove you've learned the lesson and are ready to move on. Ultimately, your pain helps you discover your passion, and your passion leads you to your higher purpose. Everyone has a purpose, a unique gift to share with the world. And the way to find it is to follow what truly excites you. Those things you are naturally drawn to are not random, they are your soul calling you home. This is how you achieve true happiness. It doesn't come from people, places, or things. It's not about when I get X, I'll be happy. True, lasting happiness is an internal state. It's the result of living at a high frequency, in alignment with your purpose, and filled with self-love, regardless of what's happening on the surface of your life. It's a peace that comes from within. Commentary. As we close the pages of Good Vibes, Good Life, what stays with me most is its profound simplicity. In a world that constantly tells us that the keys to happiness are outside of ourselves, in our next promotion, our next purchase, or our next relationship, Vex King gently but firmly brings our focus back home, to the one place we have true control, our inner world. The most powerful lesson, for me, is the reframing of self-love. It's not a passive state of acceptance, it's an active, dynamic balance. It's the courage to say, I love myself exactly as I am, and in the very next breath, and because I love myself, I am committed to becoming the greatest version of myself. That single idea resolves so much of the internal conflict we feel between self-acceptance and ambition. You don't have to choose. In fact, true growth requires both. What makes this book so impactful, especially today, is that it provides a shield against the two great thieves of modern joy, comparison and negativity. In the age of social media, we are drowning in curated highlight reels of other people's lives, making it almost impossible not to compare and feel lacking. Vex's reminder that your competition is you and that you should only compare yourself to the person you were yesterday is a powerful antidote to that poison. His philosophy of vibration gives you a practical framework for taking back your power. You can't control what others post, say, or do, but you can always control your own frequency. So, how can you start applying this wisdom today, right now? Here are 3 simple actions you can take. First, conduct a 24-hour vibe audit. For just one day, become a curious observer of your own energy. Pay attention to how you feel after every interaction. After you scroll through Instagram, do you feel inspired or drained? After talking with a certain friend, do you feel uplifted or heavy? After eating a certain meal, do you feel vibrant or sluggish? Don't judge it. Just notice. This simple act of awareness is the first step toward consciously choosing more of what raises your vibration. Second, practice the gratitude reversal. The next time you catch yourself complaining or worrying about something you don't have, I want you to stop. Take a deep breath. And then, vividly imagine your life without 3 things you currently take for granted. It could be your health, a roof over your head, or the love of a single person. Feel the emptiness of that absence for a moment, and then feel the rush of relief and thankfulness as you return to your reality. Do this once a day, and you will fundamentally rewire your brain to see blessings instead of burdens. Third, take one small, aligned action. Don't wait to figure out your grand life purpose. Just ask yourself, what is one small thing that truly excites me? Not what you should do, but what you genuinely want to do. Maybe it's sketching for 10 minutes, researching a topic you're passionate about, or sending a kind message to someone. The universe responds to action. Take one small step in the direction of your joy, and watch as the path begins to appear before you. That was a summary of Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. We've explored the core ideas today, but I'll be honest with you, listening to a summary is like looking at a postcard of the Grand Canyon. You can see the picture, but you can't feel the awe. The real magic of this book is in the way Vex's own story and his gentle wisdom connect with you on a personal level. It's in the quiet moments when a particular phrase makes you pause and see your own life in a completely new light. This summary is your map, but if anything we've talked about has sparked something inside you, I encourage you to take the journey yourself. Grab a copy, because reading it isn't just about learning new ideas. It's an experience that can genuinely help you build a life that feels good from the inside out. A link to the book is in the description below. Also, if you found this journey valuable, please show your support by hitting that like button and, more importantly, subscribing to the channel. That way, you won't miss our next deep dive into another life-changing book from the billionaire's bookshelf. Let's keep learning and growing together.